Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about the DJI mic and why it suits me best. And also, if you're looking at getting your first wireless microphone, then hopefully this video will help you with that decision. These days, there are just so many options out there for you to choose from. But in my humble opinion, all the big players like Rode or DJI, the audio quality sounds just about the same. So from my personal experience as a run and gun vlogger, I prioritize a few things above others when getting my wireless microphone. Number 1, design. Straight out of the box, this looks solid. Don't get me wrong, it's heavy. But I'm okay with it because it kind of feels good on your hand. It doesn't feel too cheap or plasticky. And the matte black finish is a nice touch to it. So unlike chrome finishes where it tends to get stained easier, this is a lot better. I like this. The DJI mic is one of the smallest ones you can get out there. It's significantly smaller than the Rode microphones, and it's just about the same size as the newly released DJI Mic 2. As far as I know, the transmitters and receivers for the DJI microphone, it's one of the smallest ones out there in the market currently. But that doesn't mean that the quality is compromised. It has the same matte black finish, and it feels good on the hand. It feels like it has weight to it. And while we're on the topic of size, if you're a run and gun vlogger like myself, if you go around shooting videos, you know that size is an important factor when getting one of these, because you don't want to be carrying around something big and bulky while you're running and gunning. Trust me on this one. I'm using a Sony a7 Mark III, which is what I'm recording on now. And when I'm doing my vlog with this huge, ginormous camera, right, and I see people recording with their GoPro Insta360, I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing, man? When you're just doing day-to-day content, you really don't want to be having something that can't fit into what you are already wearing or carrying. For example, if you get a big gear, then you're probably going to have to upgrade your backpack or whatever you use to carry your stuff. And if you're a professional, then yeah, by all means, you should get them. If not, you're going to want something light and small so that it can fit in your pocket, in your purse, or in your bag. And trust me, having something light and small is going to save you a lot of energy. Imagine having something so big that's over here. It's going to take up so much attention that no one's going to be focusing on what you're trying to say. And if it's light, it's going to be easy to put in your bag without exceeding some sort of weight limit if you're traveling a lot. Aside from size, you also want to consider something about portability. Now, when you purchase your DJI mic, it usually comes with this pouch that looks like it's from a thrift shop or whatnot, and some people hate that, but personally I really love this because the new DJI Mic 2 and Rode microphones, it usually comes with this pouch that already has a predetermined size, and with that you would have to allow for space in your bag. Next, you should also consider convenience. The DJI mic comes with magnets on the back, so it's very convenient if you're wanting to use behind your shirt and then you can just clip it on without using the actual clip. But for me, personally, I don't have a good track record with magnets because when you're out and running, gunning and doing all your videos, you don't really have time to check if that thing is still fixed onto your shirt. So sometimes when you're unslinging your bag, the magnet, as strong as it might be, it can't withstand the force of you taking your bag out. So then you might lose $100 or more just by not being careful. And I know that the new DJI Mic 2 has a stronger magnet, but against the force of your hand and the bag or someone brushing against you, I just wouldn't bet my money on it. So for that, it doesn't really make a difference for me. But one thing I do like about magnets is the soft closing. Oh, it's just magic. I love that. Never get old of that. But I do worry that in a few years' time, the magnet gets weak and then this lid sort of gets weak and then, this thing in my backpack being trusted around will just open up and all my gears and all my transmitters and all the receivers will just, get lost in my backpack. Next up, you should also consider background noise or noise cancelling. I've been using this Rode Video Micro for the longest time, which is what I'm currently recording it with, and I haven't had any problems or issues with it. It's just that when I'm recording in somewhere where the background noise is just too loud, then you can't really listen to yourself speaking, And when you're in public, you have to raise your voice or even shout at the microphone, which is a bit embarrassing, I would say. That is why I decided to get this DJI wireless microphone. Since the speaker or the receiver is closer to you, you would be able to hear yourself very clearly despite how loud the background noise is. Unless someone is right in front of you and speaking towards you, then, that's something that can't be avoided. Now, the new DJI Mic 2 has a noise cancelling function, which can be good and bad at the same time. Personally, I'm not a fan of noise cancelling because one, if you're in public and in a noisy environment, and then the noise cancellation activates, and you are sitting there watching that person, the subject talking, and it feels a bit unnatural because you know that the background's noisy, but you can hear that person speaking in a very quiet and tamed environment, so that doesn't feel right to me, it just feels unnatural. Number two, if you have ever used any noise cancellation function before, you know that it sort of makes your voice sounds like it's underwater. Kind of sounds something like that. Another thing that you have to consider is compatibility. The DJI mic generally is compatible with most smartphones and cameras, but when you purchase them, there is a list on the box that tells you which model of the smartphones or cameras it's compatible with. Personally, I think that's just a guide because I'm using an iPhone 7. Yeah, I know, I'm a dinosaur. But it's not listed here. It says it's made for iPhone 12 Pro Max, and the oldest iPhone model that it's listed here is iPhone 8. But I'm using an iPhone 7, but when I connect it to my iPhone 7, I haven't had any issues with it. So yeah, it still works fine. When you purchase the DJI mic, it comes with the adapters. There is a lightning cable and a Type-C connection. So it allows you to connect to any sort of smartphones, whether it's Android or iPhone, old iPhone, I would say. But the only issue I have with using the DJI mic with the phones is that you have to connect the receiver to your phone either via the lightning cable or the Type-C connection, which then creates this dongle, or the transmitter will be sticking out of your phone via the connection, this very tiny connection. And I'm not sure if you guys have ever experienced it before, but when you're charging your phone and sometimes you're not paying attention, you pull it, the cable sort of gets strained, and then the pin sort of bends and gets stuck into your phone. Yeah, that's the feeling I get when you're using it with your phone. Like sometimes you might accidentally sort of, brush or bang against something, and then it would just damage the pin. And then I'm not sure how much each of this costs, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be expensive. Yeah, so it's just not a very nice thing for me. The DJI Mic 2 has a new upgrade where you don't need the receiver to be connected to your phone. You can actually connect the transmitter via Bluetooth to your phone, which is a huge plus and bonus for me. For that fact alone, I wouldn't mind paying the extra $200 just to upgrade the DJI mic to the DJI Mic 2. But if it's something that doesn't bug you, like having that receiver on your phone, then well, DJI Mic 1 is good enough. But if you're a content creator that mostly creates vertical videos with your phone, and you don't like the idea of carrying too much stuff around, then perhaps the DJI Mic 2 is more suitable for you. I mean, just pay the extra $200, it'll save you a lot of effort and energy in the future. Of course, you can bypass that by utilizing the internal memory of the transmitters, but then you have to pay attention to how much memory it can store in the transmitter, because once it exceeds the amount, I think it's like 5 hours of speaking, it will then override your previous recording, which means you lose everything that you've recorded previously. Next up, battery life. I mean, like when you're out running and gunning, vlogging, you just don't know if you have time to find a hotel to rest up and charge up your energy and your microphone. So each of these transmitters actually has a recording time of 5 hours. If you include the charging dock, as in the charging case, it gives you an additional 10 hours. So that's 5 plus 10, that's 15 hours. But if you are just a one-person vlogger and you have two of these transmitters, that will give you 10 hours, so 5 each, and then extra 10 from this case. So that's 20 hours. You can either charge it individually, or you can put it all into this case and then charge it. The case itself is a portable charger. So if you're outside and you can't find a power outlet, then you can use this as a charger, provided you have charged your case. Now the DJI Mic 2 lasts for 6 hours, so 1 hour more compared to the DJI Mic 1. And the new DJI Mic 2, including the case, can last a total of 18 hours. an increment of 3 hours for the price of $200. So I'm not sure if it's worth it. Whereas if you're intending to go for a longer recording period, then maybe you should get the Rode microphone because each of the Rode transmitters lasts for 7 hours. But in my opinion, 15 hours is more than enough. I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day. Are you going to talk for 15 hours? It's just not possible, right? Next thing we're going to talk about is functionality. Most of the newer models of wireless microphone, they are able to record at 32-bit, whereas the older models like the DJI mic can only record up to 24-bit. Now what this means is that it's not really important, but 32-bit allows you to record a wider range of audio information. So you know, sometimes when you're out there recording your stuff and then a wind blows or someone speaks really loudly and you hear this clipping sound, not really clipping sound, but the audio just goes dead silent. And with a 32-bit recording, you're able to recover all those clipped audio. But in most cases, it never really happens, especially when you use the windsock with this DJI mic. It hasn't been a problem for me. I haven't had any clipping issues. So if you've never even heard about 32-bit or you don't really care about such things, you're not a professional audio mixer or whatnot, chances are you won't even need to use the 32-bit. So it's not a biggie for me. Last but not least, it's price. If price is a big issue for you, then definitely I would recommend the Rode microphone, because for me personally, they're the most bang for your buck in terms of quality to price that you pay for. Now for the DJI Mic 2, if you're intending to get that, I don't have anything against it, but it's just for those tiny bit of extra upgrades. I'm not sure if I'm willing to pay an extra $200 over the price of the DJI Mic 1. So if you're really someone looking for a real budget, a good deal microphone, then I've made a previous video about this super cheap microphone that I've got from Taobao. And it might sound a bit shit, like the quality, but once you pair it up with a Rode Lavia, I mean, it's just magic. It works wonders. So you might want to consider watching that video and checking out that microphone. So yeah, based off all the things that I've talked about regarding the DJI mic, I would happily pay 390 AUD for this product. Well, that is it guys. I hope that by me sharing my personal experience and opinion will help you one way or another decide on which microphone is best for you. Ultimately, it all boils down to what you use it for. And with that guys, if you've enjoyed this video or you find it helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. Once again, thanks for joining. We'll see you in the next one.